Hi guys, today I have a very special video for you. Thanks to Real J Jono, who commented 2 days ago saying, "I'd like to see a start to finish chaining, but I mean a real start. Like you're in a Pokemon Center and you fly to where you want to go. I don't want to see you already in a field of grass. It's just to reassure me that it is possible and I'm just fucking up my chaining." Smiley face. Well, Real J Jono, I don't know who you are. I don't even know if you're a subscriber of mine, but today, well, last night, I stayed up to 4 a.m. to bring you a full chaining video. So, I don't know where you are right now. I don't know where you are when you're going to watch this, but I freaking hope you watch it because this is for you. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here's that Pokemon Center. I'm in Camp for Your Town right now. If you watch one of my previous videos, I show you guys my 3 favorite spots to chain. 2 of them are accessed from Camp for Your Town. I didn't fly to Camp for Your Town, Jono. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't read your comment that carefully, but I am in a Pokemon Center, so if you need a video teaching you how to fly to Camp for Your Town, I will make that for you. You just leave it in the comment section below. This is the patch of grass I choose, and I go for a chain. And you pick anyone you want. The very first one can be any kind of grass you want, and I pick a rough patch because they usually have a rare Pokemon. I encounter this Pancham, and yes, I already have a shiny Pancham, but I'm about to get a second one. Now, what I'm showing you here is my moves. If you count them all up, that equals 40. So I know that if I completely run out of PP on my Lucario, I will have a 40 chain. So I start there. That's one. There's going to be a lot of these guys. I do have to get all the way to 40 before I get a shiny, and well, you're gonna see after the first one, you want to watch and you want to get the strongest shaking grass because the stronger the shaking grass, the higher the chance that Pokemon's gonna be the one you're chaining. So I go and I'm going to reset, and I do speed up all of the battles against all of the Pokemon, but clearly it took me an hour and a half to do. So this video is a little bit lengthy. So I hope that speeding it up is gonna make it a little less painful, but at least you can get a feel for like the patches of grass I pick. So the first patch of grass was just any kind of grass. You can pick anything you want. The harder the shaking, usually the rarer the Pokemon is, so I picked the hard shaking one. Now I'm just going to continue finding hard shaking grass as far away as possible from me um, that are not on the edge. Because if you go on the edge, then after you come out of a battle, there's no chance, or I mean, there's a possibility that nothing will shake and then your chain will break. So I'm going to keep resetting, and I'm just looking for those hard shaking patches. I'm a little more adventurous on the early levels, or on the early chaining. I'm not as careful because I figured I could just restart if I break it. But towards the end, you'll see I get way more careful about it. Um, See, I won't pick. Well, okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that is not something I would pick later on in my chain. I'm only at like a chain of 4 right now. I could easily reset, but I usually reset if I have even a little bit of doubt. You also might see a couple patches of grass where you think, hey, why didn't he pick that grass? I probably just didn't see it. It's really hard to watch all 5 at the same time. And so I'll be looking at one side of the screen and maybe something else on the other side's good, and I just didn't see it, and I don't want to risk it, out of the corner of my eye kind of thing. Most important thing is to take your time. Chaining for shinies really is mostly a game of patience and having a flip ton of repels. I before I go chaining, I always bring 300 repels with me. I'm not even kidding you. I always have a minimum of 300 on hand. Just because, like, you never know. And I'll show you exactly why that's true at the end of this video because this is, after I get to 40 on this video, is the longest drought before I've had a shiny appear I've ever had. So you'll see how long it can really, it almost took as long as getting all 40 Pokemon. Like, I literally have to speed it up because it's, like, so boring at the end. But you'll see, I'm still going for, I think I'm at, I don't know, 7, 8. You can see why this video is so long. I won't talk the whole time, I promise. But feel free to just watch, sit back, examine which patches of grass I pick, because these all obviously worked out. So if you get the kind of feel for like the kind of patch that you need to pick, you'll easily get a shiny. You also want to be careful about standing ever walking like directly ahead of you like one spot directly up. If you don't see 5 patches of shaking grass, it may be right above you, and you can't really see it because your head's blocking the way. So that's always something to be careful about. Also, it's okay to leave the patch of grass, but don't go too far away, or else you will lose your chain. Um, if you're in Pokemon Village and you go too far away from where you're chaining, even if you're still in the grass, you will lose it. So I found that out the hard way. I had a 40 chain of Jigglypuff. I didn't get the shiny because it stopped. The chain broke because I walked too far in the grass. I was still in the grass. Other than that, just be careful to make sure whenever you see like, after you radar and you didn't see anything you liked, find a long, I either find a horizontal or vertical path that I could run up and down in order to recharge my radar. And just remember, never go, or at least avoid the edges as best you can. Early on, I really don't care, so I use them because they do work, and then I just reset the radar. Always reset the radar after you're on the edge. Always, 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 always. If you find a shaky patch of grass on the edge, like that top left one, if I went up there, I would probably find a Pancham, and then I could come down here and I could reset again. I'm at a decent number, so I didn't want to risk it because sometimes they can mess up, or who knows, anything can happen. So I usually like to, as I get closer and closer to 40, I like to look for more and more like textbook example patches, perfect shiny, perfect shaking grasses, so I don't I have a minimum amount of risk. Also, guys, keep in mind that even if you do everything perfect, there is a slight chance that you can, that the game will throw you a curveball. I was doing Furfro earlier, and I had basically the most beautiful patch of grass you can pick up. Like the most successful. You're like, oh, I definitely know this is definitely gonna work out. Yeah, it didn't work out. It ended up being a Pancham, and I was like, oh my god. But like that happens sometimes too. So just don't get too frustrated. Another thing is take breaks. If you're not, if your head's not into it, you're going to mess up. So you're gonna want to if you get tired, just close the DS. That's cool. Other things that's cool to do while chaining, you can open up the menu. I changed my options before. I've saved. I changed my Pokemon around. I changed the moves around so I can click just A whenever I get into a battle instead of having to change the cursor around in a battle, like fight, and then you have to pick which move. Like I always move to the first slot so I could just hit A the whole time because I'm lazy, and I usually multitask while chaining. Don't multitask while chaining. Always pay attention to what shakes, because at the very least you don't want to run into something that didn't shake, or that did shake that's not good, because that's how you're gonna break your chain. Let me see what else. You can pretty much do anything except for use a different key item. So I only have the Poke Radar attached. So every time I hit Y, it automatically just goes to Poke Radar. So I don't have any risk of pulling out my bicycle. Don't hit your freaking circular pad thing that brings out the skates. That'll immediately end your chain. That's really disappointing when that happens. That shaking patch of grass might look good to you. I don't pick it because it's only 2 spots away from me. Always make sure you go to spots 3 or 4 spots away from you, including diagonally. If you go back and you want to rewatch it, that patch is 2 spots diagonally for me. Now that's 4 spots, so that's perfect. 4 is what you want. 3 works most of the time for me. I'll do a 3 because I don't know. I'm not patient enough to wait only for 4s, but I know 4s are the best. I think, what am I doing here? I think I show. Oh, okay, I show you my moves. How many moves I have left. So I just ran out of those, so I switch it to Bone Rush here to show you that you can switch your moves. That's what I was talking about earlier. You can switch your moves around. That's fine. Something else you want to know that I think is helpful: if you encounter a shiny, make sure your guy in the front doesn't have a rocky helmet or something that's gonna make the Pokemon KO itself. Like my Heracross has false swipe. I usually don't use that until I know for certain that the baby doesn't have a move that can hurt itself. So I'll watch 8 or 9 or 10 turns. If my Pokeballs aren't working, then I'll false swipe, knowing that he's not gonna take any recoil damage. If you're chaining Ditto, I did this one time. Don't let it transform into your Lapras that knows Perish Song. That's not fun. And a lot of it's persistence. Take breaks. I'm gonna say that again because you got to come at it fresh. I, for some reason, have a terrible habit of chaining while it's 4 in the morning. My last 2, 3, 4 chains have all been at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. I don't know why I do that. I actually got a Skiddo and a Pancham last night. I wasn't planning on getting the Pancham, but then I read Real J's comment. So once again, Shout out to Real J. I don't know who you are, but thanks for watching my videos, guys. If any of you guys ever have any comments or questions, want a video, I don't care if you guys are my subscribers or not, I'll answer the question. I try to look at all the questions. I used to be able to, and now sometimes there's more comments than I can get to now. Like I have 1,000 backed up. I don't, and like now with the new YouTube comment system, you can't freaking reply to things that are like longer than a day ago. Like it won't let me to reply to some people. If I don't reply to you, there's a 50% chance it just said you can't reply to this person, and a 50% chance that it's just been too late. Because I thought, hey, I can just wait a couple days, let them log up. I had to write a paper the other day. I was like, okay, I'll go on and I'll answer them during class. They won't even let me answer you guys, and I don't know what's up with that. That sucks. But I do read them, and I try to answer everyone. I do my best. They don't even get sent to my inbox anymore. Google just changed that as well. And all my notifications go to Google Plus, and I don't use my Google Plus. I don't know anyone who does. Nothing bad about Google Plus. It's a cool system, but I don't use it. Let me see. I'm sorry for the terrible quality of my videos, guys. I've been looking at getting a capture card, but the guy who I know who makes them is all sold out. So I'm just waiting for him to get back in stock, and then you guys are gonna have some nice high quality, videos going on. And it's not too bad. Like this is a DSXL. I got the Pikachu one. I was really lucky. I got it at Walmart because they had an accidental shipment like 2 days after everyone sold out. So when I bought one, it's like my baby right now. Oh, look at that top left one. Ooh, I went for the top right one. Oh, both those were good, by the way. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, it's not too bad because I know it's a big screen, but I have like a DSLR, my girlfriend's DSLR, trained up to the top screen, so it's not ideal quality clearly, and it doesn't fit exactly because like the dimension, the ratio of the camera screen to the DS screen isn't perfect. That's why there's always like that weird. It's like not set up perfectly, whatever. And then I have to like do this around the camera, which is a little frustrating. That's why you like see me sometimes when it turns black. So hopefully I'm gonna get a capture card and I'll be able to hook it up for you guys so it'll be nice and clean. I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much that it's not perfect right now. Like I mean like Shofu and those guys have like crazy good quality. So down the left. I'm being careful. I'm being careful. Look at that. I think I'm probably like 20 or 30 or something there, so I didn't want to go for it. But right now, I totally would have gone for that left one. Another thing is, one of my bone rushes miss, so I end up only being able to kill 39 with Lucario. You'll see me switch to Heracross at the end, or on my 40th one, so I can, KO the 40th one. So that's why that happens. In case I don't, in case I forget to mention it later. I probably won't forget to mention it later, but ooh, that one's good right there. Yes. Also, what was I gonna say? Okay, so that. Make sure you have Pokeballs. That would be terrible. Show up, find a shiny, don't get a Pokeball. I think chaining is the easiest way to get shinies. Honestly, I mean fishing chaining is the easiest. This is the second easiest. I recently Masuted a Charmander. That took for freaking ever, and I got lucky. Like I didn't even have to hatch that many eggs, but it took forever. That's just something to keep in mind. Those are like, the major ways to get a shiny. I don't soft reset for anything because I don't have that kind of patience. But people who do have my admiration. That's crazy stuff. Notice how I didn't see 5 spots there, so I moved one left because I didn't know if the 5th one was right above me. Let me see. What else is there? Don't forget to go 3-4 spots away from yourself. Patience is a virtue. A lot of it's just getting the hang of seeing like what's good. Oh, you're going to want a good field, too. If you do it in a terrible field, I have a roommate who keeps trying to get a Scyther, and he's not in, like, the best of fields, so he keeps messing up after, like, 15, 16, 17, so that's rough. It's, like, it's way more helpful when you have a big field like this. Oh, also, I want to say, okay, so this is cool. My repel runs out right where that spot was that shook. That's okay. You can just move off it and get back on, or you can just turn like I did. That'll work, too. That's fine. That won't break your chain. Don't worry about that. The legendary birds won't break your chain if they run into you, like those roamers, because they flee immediately. So that's good too. I guess there was one more thing I was going to say. Oh, okay. For people who get to a high enough chain, like 35, 36, honestly, I'm going to be straight with you. Your chances increase dramatically by getting to 40. Yes, from 36 to From 35, you're like at a 0.08% chance for each independent shake of grass to be a shiny. To 36 becomes like a point 0.1 something. 37 becomes a point 0.2. 38 becomes like a point 0.3, and then it goes all the way up to point 0.5, which ends up being like a, 0.5% chance each shaking grass is a shiny, 1 in 200. So that's way better than a 0.08. 0.5 versus 0.08 is the difference between like 5 Pancham, killing 5 more. So I definitely recommend that you go all the way to 40 if you have the stomach for it. It gets scary. First time I did it, I didn't want to, but it will save you a lot of time. Like, dude, you already did it 35 times in a row. Like, you really think? I mean, some people do mess up. They get nervous. Sometimes bad luck happens. Yeah, you're gonna have to live with that. But I think overall, time saved by going to 40 and then looking for the shiny is gonna work. And you're gonna see how frustrating it is for me to find a shiny here. And that was after having 40. So that's just something to keep in mind. I would always go for that 40 because that chance does get a lot better, even from just 35 to 40. Once you get to 40, you can just keep soft resetting. You can don't soft reset your game. No, don't turn it off your game. You can close the DS, but don't turn it off. You can save, don't turn it off. But you can just keep running around and keep resetting the radar until you find exactly what you're looking for, which is the shiny patch. I actually have, I'll show you a shiny patch here because I got it. Obviously, I have the sound play too. I'll have a sound of a regular group of patches of grass shaking, and then I'll have a shake. You'll hear the shiny patch too. And so that's just for your information. And then something pretty interesting happens at the shiny patch. So you'll see. I kind of had a mini heart attack, but you'll get to see it a little later. Sometimes you'll see me only run in like 2 spots, like back and forth really quick, probably a little later. That's when I was getting distracted and I didn't really remember where all of the shaking patches were, and I didn't want to risk running into any, so I would just like go real fast, like back and forth, knowing that I wouldn't run into, knowing I wouldn't run into anything because I wouldn't remember which way, if I was going vertically or horizontally, which way was clear, so I didn't want to risk it. Nothing worse than, accidentally running into a patch you didn't want to and ruining your chain. I'm sorry this video is so long, but chaining it is kind of a headache. Sometimes people get lucky. I found my Krogunk at like a chain of 26. That's awesome. If you guys hear the funny music play, when you're chaining, there's going to be music playing. Like, it's different than the route music. Now, and then if that means you're chaining. Now, if that music goes super upbeat, up tempo, it's like super like, woo, that means you have a higher chance of finding a shiny. So if that music's playing, don't walk into any of the grass unless it's a shiny patch and just reset the radar. And then it's worked for me. It doesn't always work. It's not like a 100% thing, but your chances are increased. So just run around and keep resetting the radar until the funny music goes away. If you do enter a patch of grass, you have a chance of ending the music. So does every time you reset the radar. It has a chance of ending the funny music. But it's your best way of trying to handle that situation. I don't know. Make sure you have something that can one-shot all of these guys because it's really frustrating to have to like two-shot them. So, oh yeah, when I was KOing Ditto, those are like level 50s or something. Like, you got to make sure you got something strong enough to take those out one shot. Sometimes they transform immediately. Well, no, not those Ditto. I guess that only Friend Safari Ditto, so that's not a big deal. But if you don't kill it, they will transform into you and then they'll like take your moves and stuff, and that's annoying. Other than that, like, we're getting relatively close to, I think this is my 40th. Yeah, that's a Heracross. So I had to use a Heracross for the 40th. Now, this is just me resetting the radar like a freaking billion times. I have no idea why it took me so long. I literally did a Skiddo and a Pancham last night. The Skiddo took me 2 resets after I got 40. This one took me a freaking billion resets. Like, just look at this. I sped this up to 1,000 times normal speed because it just took forever. I was starting to doubt, like, I was like, oh man, maybe I did something wrong. It just, a lot of it's persistence, guys, even with the, 1 in 200 chance. That's still a 1 in 2, it's not even like, those odds aren't the greatest. It's way better than 1 in 8,192, but, you just got to keep at it. I literally did this for almost 20 minutes, just resetting at a chain of 40. It's really nerve-wracking here. Yeah, I went to go see how many freaking repels I had. I was like, oh god. I still have a bunch, so no worries. That's why I always have 300 or more. It's always good to have more. I spend all my money on repel. Kind of like a crack addict for repel. This is still like just it's still going on. This has never happened to me. It's taken this long, but it's just I wanted to leave all this in there to reassure you that it is possible that you get to 40 and it's going to take you a little bit of time. My other ones, all of my other ones have been way shorter than this one. But, it's worth it, guys, because, like, you already got there, you're already at 40 or whatever. You can close your DS, come back to it, eat a snack, get some soy milk, I don't know, whatever you drink. Just kind of enjoy it. Enjoy the thrill every single time you reset. You have a chance of getting a shiny. And also you always want to reset where you have the most amount of grass around you, because each patch of grass that shows up has that 2% chance of, or a 1 in 200, so a 0.5% chance of being a shiny. So the more grass patches that show up, the higher the chance you'll find the shiny sooner. So that's also some good advice. See, I was there. I wasn't really sure like where the things were, so I just went back and forth real quick. Other than that, we're about to get to the shiny. I promise. I hope. Just a little bit longer. Real J, I hope you're watching this. I really am. I didn't even need another Pancham. I have one. This is my second one. I wanted to give this one. Oh, wait. Here we go. Here's the sounds. I'm going to let you listen to both the regular and the shiny sound. All right, hopefully you guys saw it. It was on the right. The thing is, it's really tricky because the shiny doesn't look like it's in the exact grass it is. My internet was down last night. I had to go look in a different video to see how the shiny showed up. So I actually literally stopped playing, went onto a video, saw how the shine shakes, and then I went to that top one. Even though it looked like it was on the bottom one, it's really sketch when two shake together. But anyway, yeah, that's all there really is to shiny hunting. Real J, I hope you enjoyed it. I catch this Pancham just for you, man. And I hope you guys have good luck chaining. Thanks for watching. I know it's long, but I hope this helped. It was a lot of, you could see everything you needed to. But yeah, thanks for watching. And oh god, I thought that was the end of my video. So yeah, I caught a shiny Pancham. Oh yeah, I gotta give the obligatory thumbs up. Caught a luxury ball. I named him Punchum, but I didn't move my screen so you guys couldn't read it. I forgot about that. Anyway, as long as just take it slow. You guys will get the hang of it. It's really fun. I have a video showing you the top 3 places to chain, in my opinion. Caught a shiny in all 3 of those places, so if you're new, I'd definitely try one of those places first. And, happy shiny hunting, guys.